Heya folks. So Phase 2 is out, World PvP is breaking out everywhere across Azeroth, and I've been getting a lot of questions about Keybinds. Lots of hunters have asked me about mine, so I'm going to talk about them a bit, then try to give you all some tips on setting up and using Keybinds. Due to the nature of Keybinds, this isn't going to be very long, so let's get right to it. First and foremost, Keybinds are there to help you become more responsive. You can only go so far with macros if you don't know where to bind them, or if you're clicking them. And yeah, would you believe there are clickers in the current year? The sooner you learn your way around some keybinds, the better. Unfortunately, hunters have a ton of abilities. You'll want to have something on your bars for every occasion, but knowing where to put everything is tough. Keybinds are there to make things more readily accessible. Now, there's no correct place, quote unquote, to put anything really, because you map out your keybinds and commit them to muscle memory. However, grouping similar binds and keeping more important ones in easier to reach places will help you to commit them faster. I'll go over how I've got mine set up, and while you may copy me all you'd like, feel free to change it up however is most comfortable to you. I'll start by saying that I'm right-handed and I don't like to manage more than one modifier. So I've got my left hand over WASD, I keep my pinky over Shift, and my thumb over Space by default. The three modifiers are Shift, Control, and Alt. I only use Shift. You can bind things to modifiers either through macros or in the keybinds menu. I prefer binding them. Directly above my left middle finger is one of the most important binds, Auto Shot on 3. And on Shift 3 is a similar ability, Raptor Strike, which is based on our auto attacks. Over on 4 and Shift 4 are two slows, Concussive Shot and Wing Clip respectively. And on the opposite side is Arcane Shot on 2, and Serpent Sting on Shift 2. Direct damage and damage over time respectively. These are all basic low-level abilities, and are you seeing the patterns here? On F and Shift F, 5 and Shift 5, I have the Fire Traps and Ice Traps. The single target and AoE traps are grouped up together, and the Frost Traps are always on the Shift modifier. V and Shift V are the melee weapon swaps, and Z, X, and C are all nearby each other on your average keyboard, well within reach of a hand on WASD. I keep my Mend Revive macro on Z and Pet Follow on Shift Z, both things that have to do with keeping the pet safe. You know, if you want to pull your pet back, you use Follow. I usually reserve X for a defensive ability like Deterrence or a healing potion. C I put my mount on once I have one, until then I put water there. I think you get the idea. Now listen close. The way I have things set up is suitable for me. I have piano fingers. I can comfortably reach Shift Y with one hand. Maybe that isn't right for you. The most important thing is that you figure out what's comfortable for you and commit the binds to muscle memory through repeated use. Excellence is not an art. We are what we repeatedly do. I use WASD because sometimes I do want to keyboard turn a bit while, say, on a kite, or maybe backpedal off the edge of a cliff. I do have Shift S bound, but the other movement keys need to operate even while I'm using a modifier. Using WASD means I can have a drink with my right hand and play imprecisely, but still to some effect with my left hand only. Stay hydrated, boys. To give you an example of some other setups I've seen folks use, someone has rebound A and D and uses QWE for strafe or move forward. That way, he has access to all of the space around QWE for other binds. Other folks have used mice with buttons on the side to fit a ton of binds. Get creative, they are your binds, so you must be the one to customize and learn them. One more thing, if you want easier access to your second action bar, the one under your first that can't be put elsewhere on the screen by default, I recommend checking out the OP add-on. OPI, I don't know how it's pronounced. I use Ring Menu at the moment. I haven't looked into add-ons yet, but I hear great things about OPI. It's said to be a more advanced Ring Menu. Okay, that's all for today. I hope I have articulated well enough why this topic is so hard to offer advice on, but I also hope that what advice and examples I've given can help you figure out where to put everything and improve your responsiveness as a player. If you have any questions, please feel free to inquire in the comments or in the Ravager Den Discord server, where I talk with everyone often between premieres. You'll find a link to that in the description, along with other links and a skip list, as usual. I love to present new content to you guys, so I hope you love what I put out. If you found this tutorial helpful or entertaining, or both, I'd greatly appreciate a like. Share it too, the more the merrier. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little bell icon next to that button. That's the only time I'd recommend clicking anything, so you never miss another upload. Between tutorials, I'll do episodes of gameplay, WoW, or otherwise. Stick around, we'll have fun. As always, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!